Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Good Shabbos. It's really good to connect with each of you each week with this video Devar. I'm going to speak about the month of Elul that we're in. Even though the portion tomorrow or on Shabbat is Shoftim from the book of Deuteronomy, which means judges, appointing judges, and about justice. And we will talk about that at Torah study Saturday morning at 9:15. But we are in the month of Elul. And in fact, this Shabbat is the seventh day of Elul. And from the first day of Elul to the day of Yom Kippur, we have 40 days, very similar to all the other 40s we have in Judaism. So every day has a number until we get to Yom Kippur, and this Shabbat is number 7, which is God's number. And there's a lot of work to do during Elul in preparation of body, mind, and soul for the high holidays. We're supposed to be actively engaged in teshuvah, which means in saying to others, I'm sorry. Already now. I'm sorry if somehow I offended you or neglected you or hurt you, and it could be inadvertently, it could be something you're totally not aware of. And therefore one should look inward at this time, introspection and self-evaluation and the possibility of change, and to make amends with God, but most importantly, to try to think of those that you can approach and try to mend the past so you can move on. By the way, we learn from our tradition, if you've attempted this 3 times with someone and have gotten absolutely nowhere, then our tradition absolves you. You have done what you can do. So this is the time of year we see where we have sinned, and that's a Jewish word, chet, al-chet, it's a Jewish word. It actually means to miss the mark. So we examine how perhaps we ourselves have missed the mark, how we can do better, how we can be better. But I would like to add to all of that the idea of thankfulness, gratefulness. And I'd like everyone to think of one person who they are grateful to. Somebody who influenced their lives, your life, in some very special way. Many years ago, and some of you know this story, I was at a CCAR, Central Conference of American Rabbis conference, and we all wear name tags, and they all begin with the word rabbi. And so at a meeting, if somebody calls rabbi, 300 people turn around. But in any case, we're milling around, and I notice a name tag, and it says Rabbi Cary Yales. And I'm looking at him, and he's such an older version of somebody I remember when I was in fourth grade Hebrew. And he did have a profound effect on my life. He probably was the first one that planted the seed of maybe becoming a rabbi, certainly a connection to Judaism. And he really inspired me, but he didn't know it. But I was going to tell him. So I went up to him and I said, Rabbi Yales, you probably aren't aware of this, but I was in your fourth grade Hebrew class, and you were an amazing teacher, and you were in college and young and energetic and inspiring, and probably because of you, I became a rabbi. And tears welled up in his eyes. And he said, in all my years being a rabbi, no one's ever said anything like that to me. And Jerry, I can't thank you enough. You not only made my day, you helped round out my career. Fast forward 2 years later, we're at HUC in Jerusalem. And we're there with one of our groups from Temple Emmanuel. And they're dedicating the Torah mantles. And they say the artist is right here, Bonnie Yales. We're dedicating these beautiful mantles, which are still there, by the way. And Bonnie is dedicating them in memory of her late husband, whose yahrzeit we are observing this Shabbat. And Bonnie's late husband was Cariel's. And I'm thinking how blessed, how fortunate I feel I am that I could share this little bit of information with him. So the message is not only making amends with others, but also expressing thanks to others. And there must be someone out there that you can call or email or text or meet and say, you meant a lot to me. You mean a lot to me. And thank you from the bottom of my heart. This Shabbat, if you would like to try to sound the shofar, we're going to end the service with that. So if you think you have a talent, come join us. Even if you don't have a talent, please join us. The service is at 7 o'clock. I'll be leading it with Mary Savar. We'll be in the chapel. It's going to be very joyous and very spiritual, and we would love to see you. Shabbat Shalom.